Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how I created this picture here on my personal page, and I'll be using, it's called Paint 3D. It's a PC software program and it's free, and you can get a very similar result on Canva, which is also a free program that you can use on any system because it's internet based. So I will actually show you how to do it on Paint 3D and to achieve something similar on Canva as well, because they do not have the same fonts, but you can just choose different fonts and that's all. But you can upload the same picture and everything. So how I got the picture in the background is I went to what is called pixabay.com. Because I have it already, I use it quite frequently. It is in my memory here, so I can always just start typing and it'll go there. Plus, I've also bookmarked it to my computer, which I would recommend doing because you'll be using it quite a bit. It's a royalty-free image, and they have videos as well that you can search for and use. So all I did was type in, I believe, water, because I wanted something calming, and a lot of people find water health related and everything as well. So you want to match the background picture to what you're wanting to write about. So it's very important to kind of match what you're saying with what you're portraying in your picture in the background, because they are related. So as you can see, there's a ton of pictures you can choose from. I've used this one several times and it's actually a really good picture, but you also want to keep in mind, you know, what you want to write over top of it. So you have to make sure that it's a good background for any text that you want to put on top of it. So I will try to find the picture again quickly, and if not, I'll just show you, but I want to show you how to download as well. This is, you can sign up for this for free because you can create a free profile. If not, when you download something, you just have to click sign in or click I'm not a robot kind of thing. But other than that, it's no big deal. It's a free program to use. Sorry about this. They changes the locations of things sometimes. Sometimes it's right at the front and sometimes they move it. Depending on, it's the popularity of the picture is how it's sorted basically as well. So if the picture is really popular, it'll be in the first 2 pages. And I try to pick pictures that not everybody else is using, you know, so that you look somewhat different as well. So it's kind of important. But of course I can't find it. Oh, here it is. So this is the one that I picked. So you click on the picture to activate it. And then as you see, it says free download. So you would click on free download. And you want to click on the image size that is as close to what you want to use. And for a Facebook picture post on your just on your regular newsfeed, you're looking for a size of 1280 by 1280. And if you're doing a story post with adding text to the picture and no additional text, you're looking at 1080 by 1920, so 1080 wide, 1920 high. But for a post on your page, 1280 by 1280 is a really good size of picture to utilize. So this is as close as I'm going to get because I want to make sure it's at least 1280 high. Sometimes it's less, but that's just the way it is. You can make pictures larger, and I'll show you how I'm going to make this picture smaller. So I downloaded that, and it is going to download into my, so I'm just going to call it test for now because I'm going to delete it after because I've already created this picture. Sorry, with doing Zoom, it has a tendency to slow everything else down. Okay, so then you would simply click on the picture. I just need this to go back down, or I'll move it because it's in my way. So I'll click on that. Sorry about that. So now it's going to open it into a program that shows your pictures. This is not the program that you want to actually edit the picture in, because it's very limited in what you can do to it. So when it finally does load into your Photos program on your computer, click the picture to go to edit and create. So click that and then go edit with Paint 3D. Again, this is a program that's on your a PC computer. It will not be on a Mac. It'll be a different program, but you should still have something very similar. And I'm sure if you Google equivalent Mac program to the PC Paint 3D program, and I'm sure it'll tell you exactly what program that you're going to be using on your Mac system. So once you're in there, we want to adjust the size to the requirements that we want, which is 1280 by 1280. Now, I want to make sure that my height is 1280. So I will go to Canvas, and I will, having these two things selected, because then it'll resize the whole picture in accordance to that. So I will go 1280 because I want that for sure, and it automatically adjusts the width. But it's not as narrow as I want it to be. So I'm going to go now to crop, and now I can crop whatever side I want individually without affecting the other side. So 1280. So you type it in, then click into the other side so it adjusts it. But if you clicked enter or done, it would actually change it exactly where it automatically adjusts it to. And sometimes it isn't centered to where you want it to be. So always do that, click in the other window, so that you can later move it to where you want it to be, to center. Say this wasn't in the center originally, say it was over here, so then I would want to, move it over here, so then now it's in the center. So I want that centered, and it happened to be so then I click done. Now you can save this as a standard, so I'll do save as an image, and then I'm going to save it as test 1. Oh no, I'll save it as test because it's the size that I want it to remain at. And then anything that I do to it, I can actually save it as a different name and reuse this base picture if I wanted to. All right, so but I wouldn't reuse them all the time. I would once every 3 or 4 months use the same background, possibly, if it matches your message. All right, so it's kind of bright to be able to write certain colored text on it, and you don't want black text on this because it won't pop as much. So I want to darken this. So I'm going to click two-dimensional shapes and pick the square, and then I will surround it, and I don't want a line around it. It's not necessary. So, but it defaults to this color. I'm going to go to black, and then the sticker opacity, I'm going to change that to about 50%. And so that's dark enough, yet it still makes the sun pop. So I'm going to say, yeah, that's good, and then click off screen, or you could click that arrow and it would do the same thing. Then I'm going to add my text. So text, click on the text, the two-dimensional text, and then create your box. Sometimes with Paint 3D, it's a little funny where you'll type in your information, and it will only type, when you hit enter or you click off, it'll only actually give you half of what it wrote. The way around that is to undo it. So you would click the undo button and type it again, select it all, and Control-C to copy it, and then click, and then you would click off and see where it actually cuts off. But now because you have it copied, you can redo it again. So undo, redo the box, and the portion that is removed when you click off of it to activate the text on the picture now, just remove that portion and add a new text box, and then put that text that was missing into it. So that's a way around it, so that you don't drive yourself insane. So I selected, starts with the letter C. I selected this, and I want it bolded, centered, and I want white ink. And I believe I put it at 94. And I'm gonna go to my post. And it says, the key to optimal health is resetting your body's ability to heal itself. So I wanted different text of this information to being something a little different, just so it stands out more. It's completely up to you. Like, I mean, you certainly don't have to copy what I do. I'm trying to remember what font I used. You know, use whatever font that you want. I don't want it capitalized though. Oh shoot. Oh, it's automatically doing it because it's clicking on that still. Heal, whoops, heal itself. And then I increased the, I bolded it, and then I made that bigger. Now, I might have made this a little bit smaller so that the other one stands out more. Bold and bold. Yeah, I did that, I think. Okay, and I think it was a different font that I used. It doesn't matter what font you use, it's all your own preference. I'm just showing you what I did. Maybe that one. Yeah. And then do that. Sure. Okay. So then it stands out more. So then I would center it in the page or into the picture. And again, I'm going to select it all, copy it, so Control C, just in case it erases, and then click off. And it didn't, it stayed there. So now I want to make a border just so it kind of pops just a little bit more. So I go back to two-dimensional shapes. I click on this shape so it's rounded edges, and then I override it. But because it's defaulting to the previous information that we put, so we're not going to have any fill, and our line type now is going to be white. So I want to do that, and I want the thickness of this border to be a little smaller. So I'm going to put 5 point. So that's what I did, and then I will center it to the information that I have here. So I will make that like this, and that's good. So you can either click off of it or you can click on this and it will do that. So that is almost the exact same picture that I showed you before. So now we're going to go to click on menu, and we will save as an image, and we will save as test 2. Again, you save it to whatever makes sense to you. All right, so test 2, because I'm just doing a test for you guys. Now, while that's saving, I'm going to go to Canva, and I'm going to show you. So I have Canva as a bookmark thing, and I also go to a lot, so it automatically will put in the information for me. So canva.com, so click on that. You can create a free account for that as well, so that it will save your information and all your templates that you've created, all your pictures, so that you can reuse them as well, right from, if you had to re-download them or something, maybe you didn't save it. I save all my pictures to my computer so that I can reuse them at times. Again, make sure that you're not reusing them, you know, once a week or anything, but maybe once every 3 months or once every 6 months. You can cycle them. I've seen lots of people do that. At first, I never did that. For, you know, since July of 2017, I created brand new pictures every day, and I did 3 posts every single day on my business page. So I don't, I do 1 to 2 posts on my business page now, and they are fairly new, brand new pictures, but I also do cycle some too with different comments to it. So whenever you're creating a picture, you also want to include your take on that information, and I'll explain that in a minute here. So when you get to canva.com, you want to create a custom dimension, because the free version, you can't change the dimensions once you're in the editing screen, so you have to do it in the beginning. So again, 1280, and it'll come up in a second because it's, there we go. Sorry, my Zoom makes it slow. So 1280 by 1280 pixels, create a new design, and you can upload that exact same picture because you've already saved it to your computer. You can also find free stock, royalty-free pictures in Canva, but they don't have as many available, and they also show you more paid ones. So if you're looking to not have to pay for things, it's just easier to go to Pixabay. And I will also provide other links to find free pictures, free stock pictures and videos, and even music as well if you wanted to create a video and have music playing in the background. Just make sure that if you are using music, that you document where you got that information from, because I've recently had to dispute a claim that I was using copyrighted music from UMG, which I was not. So, but my video wasn't available for anybody to see for almost a month because of it. So, and I actually had created that as an ad for an engagement ad, and so I had to cancel it because it wasn't being shown. So anyway, make sure you document your information if you're using it so that you can later prove that it's royalty free. So when you're in Canva, you want to upload. So you click on this, upload. And if it's not already in your uploads that you have previously put onto Canva, see, I have a lot that I've already done, but it's not there. So I want to upload a picture. And I usually edit the size in Paint 3D before I upload it to Canva, just for simplicity. It's easier for me to size the picture in here when it's already the size I want. Okay, so then you would click on it to upload it into the screen, into the editing screen. Now you have to fit it to the page, or fit it to the screen that's here. So, and because of the Zoom, it's a little slow, sorry. And 1280 by 1280, and then you can grab it and make sure you get the T or at least one line somewhere. All right, so now we want to put some text. Well, first we want to make it a little less bright. So just like in Paint 3D, we would go to Elements, and we want to click on the box that it gives you. I have recently used, you might not have it there, you might have to go down to Shapes to collect it. So I use this one quite frequently, so I will click on it. But again, I have to resize it to the picture. Oops, too big. 1280, whoops, 1280 by 1280, and make sure it's there. Okay, but I don't want gray, of course. I want the black. And I also want it to be 50%. So there we go. That's the same effect now that I had in the other one. So now I want to put text on that. So click on text, T for text. Just click on any of these, it doesn't matter. So add a heading, and then, but often what you have to do in here, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it won't allow you to have two separate, come on, it won't allow you to have two separate, I want that selected. There we go. It won't allow you to have two separate texts in one box. So we want to change the text in the other box to something else. So we will have to create a different box for that. So I had to delete the text that was in there. So you select it and delete. Then you have to open the box again. So you click, right click it and expand the box, and then you have to, you know, change your font color because sometimes it defaults to black. So I changed it to white. So I clicked on this little A with all the colors, and then it opens this window, and I click on the color I want. You may want a different color. I don't know. You may want yellow. I don't know. White's easy on the eyes though, depending on the picture. So now I want to change the font because I don't want this font. I want something else. So you click on the little button here, and again, it's slow because of Zoom. And I apologize for that. And there's lots, there's almost too much options here. So you kind of, you know, you're not really sure. So anyway, so let's pick that one and see what we get. All right, so the key, and it's not. Okay, sorry, I had to pause recording. My system was freezing, so I couldn't do anything. So I've just typed in the information. I showed you how to get the font and everything, but I'm not sure if I'm happy with this particular font. So what I would do is I can, after typing it in, you may have to select it. You may not have to. It's very, sometimes it's like that and sometimes it's not. So let's see what this one does. So you could, you know, use that, click off, see if you like it. Not really. And this one has a lot of fonts. Sometimes I think it's almost, as I mentioned, too much. Sometimes when you have too many choices, it's more difficult to choose what you want. I think sometimes less is more. But again, you can figure out the fonts you want. The ones that have this little crown, that simply means it's a premium font, and it's only available to people who have the paid version of this program. As I said, there's lots. As you can see, there are lots of different fonts available to you that there really is no need for you to do that. I don't like that either. Okay, let's go with that, just, you know, for simplicity. So I have my first portion there. The key to optimal health is resetting your body's ability to, because we want to have a different box that contains a different font. As I said, sometimes it'll allow you to do that and sometimes it won't. So make sure you have it where you want that box to be in comparison to the next one. So when you're creating your other information there, it looks good. So I want to create another box. So you click add a heading, it'll go right atop it. Just move it down and put it where you want. Now you got to select the information inside, delete, and then you have to resize your box accordingly and quite possibly change the font color. You may not have to. And then select your font again. And I want something a little fancier. something that will stand out. So let's do, let me see, this one. And then I don't want it in healing itself. So again, you gotta stretch it and then select the box, and it will tell you when it's even to the centered and all that. This font I can't make it brighter, like bold, so it may not be, you know, a font that you like then, but you can click off and kind of see if it looks good. I think I'd actually want the box down a tad bit, just a little bit, I think. Oh, and it's heal itself, sorry, heal itself. Make sure it's lined up because it didn't look like it was aligned. I guess it is. Don't really care for it because it's, as I said, it's not popping, that font, because we can't bold it. So you might want to get a different font so that it has that ability to do that. Don't like that one either. Anyway, you get the idea. It's pretty much, you know, you can pick and choose what fonts and whatnot. Maybe this. Ugh. Well, I don't know. Let's use that for now, I guess. All right, so now to get the other, the box, that's the border that surrounds it, you would click Elements again, and it would be in, could be in Lines. No, it would still be in Shapes that you would find that in. And yeah, it's in Shapes. So I just want to show you where it is, but I have it in my recently used, and you will too when you start using it. So I click on this one because this is the one I like, and I change it to white because I want to match it to my font color that I got going on there. And it's a different box than in Paint 3D, but it has a very similar effect. So make sure that it's, you know, centered all the way around, and then click off of it to see what it looks like. And there you go. Oops, I would put that down a tad bit more there. And it's a similar look to the other one. It's not exactly the same look, and those are the differences. It's your fonts and the type of shapes and borders and everything that's available to you. You have a lot more available in Canva, of course, but you have different abilities in the other program too that are not available in this one. So you really have to decide what you want to do and pick which program you want to use at the time. So here is the end result. So I just wanted to show you that. Now I want to show you on my personal page the picture I used, and I used the one that I created in Paint 3D actually, and this is what it looked like. And this is what I had said. So it's a curiosity type post. Did you know the body is a self-healing organism? It has the ability to heal itself without drugs and surgery. Your body has within it an inborn, innate ability to heal itself. In fact, all living things have the ability to heal themselves naturally. If I could share the tools your body needs to be able to do what it was designed to do, heal itself, would you want to know? So even on my business page, which I'll go to, when I create posts, your text has to match what you're trying to portray in the picture. If you are creating a post, a motivational type post, then you want to put your spin on it, because it tells people what that means to you. So I created this picture, and true health is achieved when you have health of mind, body, and finances. And then my comment to it is, what is the most important thing to have in life? True health. Let's begin this new journey to share knowledge to achieving all three. So, you know, you always want to put your take on it. This is another example, if I can scroll down quickly enough. This is a picture I created a long time ago. If not, and I've recycled it. If not now, when? And I put, could you still make a living if you were forced to be quarantined due to the virus that's going on? Who would think that something like this virus could shut down an entire country? Time to think about your options. It's a curiosity type of post still, so it's asking a question, motivational. I also put information to help people figure out how to change behavior. So the be, do, have mentality is quite a large post. So it's an educational type of post. And that's what that all is. But here's a short version of it, because I did this earlier and then I elaborated on it. So be, do, have. I created this picture in a very simple program. I use Canva for this, but it's a very simple background. Mindset is key to your success. Do you have the be, do, have mentality? Most people believe the reverse. They think that once they have, they'll be then able to do and then be. For example, once I have enough experience, then I'll apply for that management position I've always wanted, then I'll be happy. So you want to always put your spin, your take on what you're putting in your picture. You would never want to put a picture and then that's it. People will not get insight to how you think about that. So when you're creating these types of posts, always have what you think about it, so people can get to know the way you think, and then they can see if they resonate with you or not. All right, I hope that this training was helpful to you, and if you have any questions, you can message me and I'll give you a hand. All right, take care.